Hi there, it's Nicole Porter here. Welcome to this week's Wellness Insider. In this week's video, I am going to answer the question, how do I get a good night's sleep? Now, I often joke that when it comes to sleep conversations, I eavesdrop because I want to hear what people are trying and if it's working, but I'm also specifically listening for whether or not they're implementing these really simple and effective solutions. And more often than not, people are saying they're trying medication or cannabis or gummies or alcohol or maybe overloading on high starch carbohydrates like breads or pasta or potatoes. But never have I heard anyone say, you know what works for me? Being properly hydrated throughout the day, balancing my blood sugar with regular amounts of protein and vegetables, taking moments during the day to just be still and breathe, getting a moderate amount of exercise, not an intense amount, not an excessive amount, but a moderate amount, and then having a really solid, relaxing shutdown routine. Nobody ever says that. They're always relying on some quick fix, not understanding that what your body needs before you go to bed and also during the day leading up to you going to bed is to get your body into what's known as a rest and digest state. Think of it this way. In order for you to get a good night's sleep, all of the trillions of cells in your body and your brain need to be calm. They need to be in a relaxed state, what we call rest and digest. Now, you can imagine rest and digest mode. It can help you digest your food because in order for you to properly digest your food, your body needs to be in a calm, relaxed state, but it can also help you rest. It can help you get a good night's sleep. Now, I have a presentation called the 7 Sleep Factors, so I delve a lot more into these factors, but today I want to highlight 3 of them. Number 1 is nutrition. People so undervalue nutrition, especially when it comes to sleep. So A, you need to be properly hydrated. That means getting about 12 cups of water throughout the day. Your brain itself needs constant hydration. So drink water throughout the day. And then secondly, food. You've got to balance your blood sugar. People way too often think of food as something that's going to impact how they look on the outside. But we've got to start thinking of how food impacts how our insides function. If your insides are functioning optimally, your outsides will have a chance to follow. So your priority needs to be balanced blood sugar. And if you have watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I am an advocate of people getting educated about balanced blood sugar, not just to prevent diabetes, but in order to create balance in the body, which would imply your body and your trillions of cells are under less stress, which would mean you have better odds of getting a good night's sleep. So factor number 1 is nutrition. The second factor is exercise. And I don't mean that you need to do extremes of exercise. You need to do a moderate amount. Now, if you're a beginner exerciser, then maybe this means you're doing a walk every day. Maybe it's 30 to 60 minutes. If you're somebody who's more experienced, maybe that means you've got a workout program that you're doing at the gym or at home or outside. Whatever it is, the important thing to know is that you don't work out late into the evening, especially doing intense cardio or intense types of strength training. I'm okay if you do stretching at night. I love the idea of you stretching at night, but just don't do anything intense late into the evening because that can disrupt your cortisol rhythm, which means it can prevent a good night's sleep. So what do I mean by late? Well, truthfully, ideally, I would like you to work out in the morning. That's the best time to work out, but that's not realistic for everybody. So I would say the latest you should work out, and this is for somebody who's going to bed at 10 or 11 and waking up at 6 or 7 would be 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. would be the latest you would work out. But again, ideally, you're working out in the morning. The third factor is your shutdown routine. Now, there can be many components to a successful shutdown routine, but really the common denominator of any of these suggestions is that, again, they get your body into that rested state. So, for about the hour at least before you go to bed, shut down all of your electronics. Get away from your screens, not just because they are preventing you from creating melatonin, which you need to sleep, but because they're overstimulating your nervous system. So, you want to get away from these screens and then again, do anything that you can to get your body into a relaxed state. Even just getting away from screens could put your body into a relaxed state. But this is an ideal time for you to do some mindful breathing, maybe a body scan, maybe having a bath or a shower. You want a warm bath or shower to get your body temperature to drop a couple of degrees to have a good night's sleep. Maybe it's a little bit of reading or journaling, showing some gratitude for who and what you have in your life. Maybe doing some light stretching, but at minimum, get away from those screens. And if it doesn't seem realistic for you to do an hour shutdown before bed, then start with 30 minutes. If you don't have 30 minutes, start with 15. If you don't have 15, start with 5. But you've got to start somewhere, and we can't be in a position where we are in bed with our lights off and we're still looking at our phones. We've got to get away from this unhealthy habit. It is an unhealthy habit for more reasons than just that it's preventing a good night's sleep. So I will leave it there for this week's Insider. I would definitely encourage you to try at least one of these suggestions and see how it impacts your sleep. You've got to pay attention if you want to change habits. So implement the nutrition piece, even just the hydration piece, and then see how it impacts your sleep over the next week or 2 or 3. And then, of course, let us know how you do. And if you have questions about this video or you have other questions in general, you can submit that question via the form that is somewhere around this video. And then, of course, like and comment and share this video with whomever you think will benefit. I will see you in next week's Insider. Until then, be well.